Alright, so I'm back, and today we are doing the Divebomb war. Go through to see which Divebomb is the best one. We've got the board out. We're going to go over scale, transformation, kibble, playability with how good of a toy it is, beast mode, bot mode, combined mode, style, G1, weapons and accessories. So, and then through that we'll get the rating on that. And then again, the way we're going to do this is every time somebody won one of the battles, gives a point to the Predaking going into the Predaking battle. So, you know, Mastermind Creations is going to be going into the Predaking battle with a lot of points to start with because the individual bots are better. But we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Divebombs here, and we will see which one is the better Divebomb. So I started off in combined mode just because of the fact that it's the best way to start, really. And I forgot to add in posability, so we're gonna just add that in right here. Alright. And posability will be in all modes, not just one mode, which one's got the better, just in general posability. Now, combined mode, let's start with Mastermind Creations. Now, I'm not going to fault it because it comes with, or the wings come off and they sit on the side. Those are the combined wings for the Divebomb. Really, really cool. Setting those off to the side. He's also got 2 knives and the rifle. These knives do form into the gun, or into the sword, and the gun forms into the big cannon. So they do integrate into the combiner, so that's okay. Now, he does not, on his own, he does not come with the fist. The fist comes with Tantrum or Headstrong. So you don't get the fist with that. So posability on this is the ratchet goes up and down. It would be able to ratchet forward. It's got the elbow bend, and now that I've altered mine, he's got a little bit more, because originally it was just that, and now he gets like about one more click, 1.5 more clicks. Swivels right below the elbow joint. It also swivels above the elbow joint, and then obviously nothing else because he has no hand. TFCs, he also comes with the pickaxe that forms part of the sword, big rifle that forms that is just the cannon for the big robot, a back toe for the feet, which doubles as a gun that he can't hold, and then also a wing pack as well. And like the Mastermind Creations, these things are really cool. So I think when we do the combined mode, I'll actually just take the wing pack off of Unique Toys, and we're going to just sit here, and one of the points will be towards the wings, so we'll see which one has the better wings. So again, these just detach and then set off to the side. Now, his actual arm mode is really cool. I really like this arm mode a lot. But then again, I like all their arm modes a lot. They're all pretty good figures. You can plug the beacon down here. You can hold it up here, however you want. If you want it up, down. These arms, you can have them here like this, or you can rotate them down to kind of give them more of a thicker shoulder, but with less profile. He swivels at the waist. He does have the elbow bend. Right? Elbow bend? Come on. Oh. I think you gotta move these feathers out of the way. There we go. And elbow bend, yay! So he's got the elbow bend. He's got the same kind of. It's not the same port as this dive bomb, but it's the same setup where it goes up and down, and you can ratchet it around. But he's got a much deeper elbow bend, even with the fix, than the Mastermind Creations, and that's without moving his legs at all. So he does beat him on that. He's got the talon kibble just like he does. Hand rotates around. I have a hard time keeping that ported in. The thumb ball joint swivels, swivel, and a swivel. All hands are individually articulated, pretty much exactly how a human should be. Only difference is it doesn't have the ball joints here, and it has an extra thumb. So all in all, it's a really good arm mode, really solid. I do like it a lot. Now we're going to get into unique toys. He has the wings. Now these do not form part of the wings for the combiner. These just have to sit off to the side. He also has a sword that again just has to sit off to the side. Now that's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll go more into that when we get into the actual combine mode. The shoulder here's got a hinge in there. It actually moves a lot easier than these guys' because it's got a port. It ports into Razor Claw rather than Razor Claw porting into him. So it would rotate. He's got the waist swivel, or the swivel at the bicep. Now a lot of people do complain that he's got the hollow part in the elbow. I could see why they don't like that. I mean, I would prefer if it was covered up. And you could. I don't know. You can't even do that really. But the advantage of it is the posability. So he can bend here at the hips and bend at the knees, and so he's got an infinitely more posable arm than either of these two, because it can go that far, and that is because of that. So if you're more of a stickler on posability as opposed to aesthetics with the legs, this is definitely a better option. Hand is on a ball joint rather than just a swivel. So it does move all the way around. It's pretty good. Thumb is on a swivel here, a hinge here, and a hinge here. So even though that's not a ball joint, I would actually say that works a little bit better. Well, it can't rotate, so I guess it's still good. Each finger though is on a ball joint and a double-digit finger. So he does have full articulation in the hand. And he's got the big spikes and the claws. So it's a pretty good arm mode. And I mean, you can definitely see which one's more bulk. But if you line the ports up, you can see which one has a longer arm. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Ha! You can actually port these together. That's awesome. Oh, I didn't know that. And they are about. He's still got a little bit of length on him, and now I have to. That's the coolest thing all day. I could just port Divebomb into Divebomb. I have a dual Divebomb. That's really cool. He's got wings, so you could actually give the Unique Toys Predaking, or the TFC's Divebomb, Divebomb backpack, like the Mastermind Creations backpack will be. That's hilarious. Okay. Wow. I didn't realize that would work that way. It's too bad that he's just the reverse with the ports out. If he had ports in, then I could put like the TFC Divebomb on Unique Toys. Anyway, okay, back on topic. So for combine mode, quite frankly, I really can't give a point to Mastermind Creations because it's just not complete without that hand. I know it's not really its fault, but it's still, the other two come with hands, so they're more complete. Even though he's got parts that sit off to the side, he's got the posability. All of his accessories that he comes with will integrate into the Predaking, so I can't fault him for his accessories, but he does lack a little bit in the posability when you compare him to the Unique Toys. So all in all, I'm going to give a point for combined mode to TFC and Unique Toys. They each get a point. Mastermind Creations, like I said, it doesn't get the point because it just doesn't feel complete. So I'm going to flip these guys over to the bird mode, and then we shall continue. Alright, so we've got them in bird mode now. And, looking at these, it's really hard. This is a really hard call. This is just... Again, they've got the weapons that sit off to the side. Now the TFC one, he can plug both of the toes into his wings for storage. Both his and the one that came with Rampage, and that looks okay. It's an option. Now he can hold the two little things from Razor Claw that form like Razor Claw's stomach throat thing. He can port these on his back as like bomb packs, and they look alright there too. So it's cool how both of these guys do work to help the other Predacons. His swords can plug into his back, and so can his gun. It's just simple. It just ports in like so. And then these, you just find a port. There's one there, and there, wherever you want to plug it in. Now, Unique Toys, he doesn't have anywhere to plug accessories in at, but he does. His biggest advantage is the fact that his wings are smaller, so they look a little bit more proportionate with his body. Here it is fully extended, and that seems like about how a bird would look, and that's how Divebomb always looked in the show. He never had big, massive wings until they formed Predaking. But since we are talking about wingspan, we shall get out the measuring tape. So, Unique Toys Divebomb has a 8.5-inch wingspan. So that's a pretty decent wingspan there. Yeah. And then again, we've got this one, and the posability on all of them is the same. The head is on a ball joint and can look up and down a little bit. His beak opens. His beak opens, and his beak opens. He does have visible head syndrome, though, and he's got a little bit there as well. His head is completely concealed. They all have ball-jointed hips that are all hindered by transformation. He's got ball-jointed feet. Are they ball jointed? Yeah, they're ball jointed. He's got ball jointed feet, and each one of the claws has an individual point of articulation and rotates at the waist. He rotates at the waist, double ratchets, swivels here, and each one of the toes is individually articulated. And he, somebody asked me this the other day in his review, if he can move his knees all the way up, and he can. And they can go all the way back. And he can rotate the legs as well. So you can get him probably a little bit more posed than the others, but the way his head has to sit makes him look really awkward in any kind of real pose. So, and then the foot is on a ball joint, and the toes can swivel just a little bit. Same with the back claw. So he's got the more impressive leg posability, but he suffers with feet posability. So, kind of take what you want on that one. Oh, and then wingspan on him. Fully extended here. He's actually more stable in bird mode. He is sitting at 17 and a half. Just about 17 and a half inch wingspan. Now this, this looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but the wings do look a little skinny. I can't sit here and say this doesn't look skinny, because this definitely looks skinny. And if they were thicker, they'd look a little weird. So setting him off, and we'll get his wings out. And this is without extending the armatures. That's for Predaking mode, not for this mode. So we're not going to go there. So there is his wings, and he's got, without the armatures, 16-inch wingspan. So Mastermind Creations has the largest wingspan, but they're improportionate. His wingspan actually does look good because he does have a thicker body than the other two. So I can give him the wingspan here. I still like this wingspan a lot too, because like I said, this is more cartoon accurate. Now the other thing to point out is the wings on him can rotate up and down. They do rotate back and forth. They do hinge right here, and each one of the feathers does swivel. His wings don't really go back and forth. They do a little bit, but they're kind of more locked in position, and when you do that, you're more or less untransforming him. These do rotate in and out all the way, and each one of the feathers are on a swivel and then a 5mm port, giving it articulation there. Now this is where the Mastermind Creations ones really shine, is the wing posability. They can go all the way up, they can go back down, they can go all the way back, and they can go forward. Not all the way, but they can still significantly go forward. They do rotate right here like the rest of them, and then each one of these swivels. So unlike the other two, really, he's the one that can pull his wings in a little bit and look more natural of a resting bird. So quite frankly, I am all their bird modes are really good. I really like all of them. I can't really sit here and say who wins and who loses. But since we have to make choices, I'm going to rule him out because he cannot integrate the I can forgive the hand not being able to integrate it because not integrating hands and stuff like that, like I said, it's okay. I can forgive that because it's a combiner port. Sword, on the other hand, I can't forgive. Now if we're talking about that, he can't integrate the hand either. Again, I'm not forgiving that, or not faulting that. He can't integrate the big cannon in bird mode, really. So I guess that kind of counts as combiner part. He can't integrate his sword. Which I would fault, which I would give him a pass, but he can integrate his combiner weapons. So I'm gonna have to give bird mode. I'm gonna have to give it to Mastermind Creations, just because he integrates his weapons better in this mode, and his wings have a little bit more articulation, being able to fold a little bit further forward. Like, this is as far as he can go forward, and his don't move forward at all unless you pull the armatures out, which you're not supposed to. So, yeah. So I'm gonna flip these guys over into robot mode, and we will knock out the last of this. All right. So we're back, and here we got the 3 dive bombs in robot mode, and we're going to just kind of crank out the rest of this list here. So for scale, here is the classic Seekers. So if you want your combiners to be about the same size as the Seekers, or if you're going with a smaller classic scale, he's probably the best option for you. Now, here is the eye gear Seekers. Who you can see is really too big for the unique toys, but he's to the head about the same size as the Mastermind Creations, maybe a little bit taller, and he's about half a head taller than TFC. So I would say these guys work better with the classics style, or the larger classics, if you're going for just bot mode, that is. For Masterpiece collections, here we got the Autobot car, and again, these two are a little bit bigger than him, so either one of those would really work. Again, he doesn't really work, so, and here's Springer. Again, kind of works if you're going with the larger classic scale. So I'm gonna give a point for scale to Mastermind Creations and TFC, because they scale decently with the larger classics and the Masterpiece. He only scales with the smaller classics, so he only scales well with one set. So these two will win that one. Transformation, they're all very easy to transform, really quick. It doesn't take very long. I mean, you flip the legs up on him, fold the arms up, and you're pretty much done. You slide the legs up, fold the head back up, fold the arms up, you're done. Fold the arms up, slide the legs up, you're done. He's easily the simplest, but he's also the smallest, so he needs to have a little bit of a simpler transformation than the rest. So I will give it, I'm gonna say they all win transformation, because they're all I think they're all just about right for their size. Kibble. Again, the aesthetics of Divebomb from original was to have the wings on the back and the tail fins. So they all have the wings on the back and the tail fins. That's their kibble. And bird heads on top of the head. He can do that too, but he can also fold it over on his chest. Honestly, I think they're all pretty reasonable with their kibble, given the character that they were meant to be. So I'm going to give them all points. Playability, so which one's the better toy? I have to say, like, he's back heavy because of the wings. Right now, I don't know how I did it, but he seems to be pretty stable. But I have had a lot of hard time getting him to stand properly because he's back heavy. He's also a little bit more fidgety than the other two by themselves. And he is, you know, his plastic quality is good, but it's not as good as either of these two. So for the best toy, I'm going to give it to him because he's got more playability. You know, the feathers pull off to become weapons. The body just is designed a little bit easier and more fun to play with than Mastermind Creations. I'm not saying that he's a bad toy. I'm just saying if you're going off of, you know, which is the more fun to play with, he takes the cake. He's got more accessories that you can utilize with other characters, like the big rifle and the pistol, and then the pickaxe, and then all the swords. And also, he does have that option, like all the other ones, that these are actually combiner ports to power core combiners, so you can actually make him the core of a power core combiner. Again, that's really cool. He's more stable than the other two, and his wings are bigger than the other two. So I think he just pulls off the toy aspect of this the best. So I'm going to give TFC the point for the toy. Bot mode. I mean, what can I say? They're all really good in bot mode. They just all really kick ass. I really like the way they all look. So, and I know this sounds like I'm just kind of crapping out here, but truthfully, I like all of these bot modes. They look great as they are. But to narrow things out, I'm going to narrow Unique Toys out because he just doesn't seem to have as much detail as these two. These guys, although they use minimal paint apps, really, their sculpting is a lot sharper. His is more rounded, whereas his is more sharp, I guess. But they both have a good amount of sculpting, and just their bot modes are pretty spot on. So I'm going to give bot mode to Mastermind Creations and TFC. Posability. Alright, here's one where I actually have to do something. So his head is on a ball joint. Gets a little side to side, little up and down, but mostly it rotates around. Shoulders rotate up and down. They do have a hinge out, bends at the elbow, and the hand has a little bit of a swivel inward. That's more for transformation. He's got a double waist swivel, one right above the waist and one right above the hips. Hips are on ball joints, swivels at the thigh, bends at the knee, and nothing at the foot really. He's got a little toe pivot there. And then the wings, we've already went over the wings, so he's decently posable. He is got the ball jointed head. Great range of motion there because it's also on a bit of a hinge as well. Although it looks really goofy if you go all the way up. If you go just a little bit up, it looks okay, and then that gives him a more of ability to look down. And you can look up, side to side. All in all, pretty good posable head there. Arms ratchet up and down, ratchet in and out. Double bend elbows, so he gets a full bend there. Hands are on swivels, and then they can also swivel inwards as well. He's got the double waist joint, one right below the ribs, one right above the hips. He's also got an ab crunch due to his transformation, which is really nice. Hips ratchet up and down, in and out. Swivel at the knee. Got a really good knee bend. Foot is on a hinge here on a ball joint, so it hinges and then it ball joints. And then he's got a hinge in the foot itself to give him a little toe posability. So he easily beats Unique Toys on that one. Now him, posability wise, again the wings are all the same as I've already showed off, so I'm not going to show that off again. Head is on a ball joint, gets good range of motion. It's also on a posable plate as well, that actually is hidden a little bit better, so that he can he gets it further than he does without it looking goofy. Shoulders ratchet up and down, in and out. There's a swivel at the elbow. There's a double bend elbow as well. Nothing at the hand. It does rotate in pretty easily, because this doesn't hold in as well as I would have liked, but it's not like the hand is attached to it and causing problems. He does rotate a little bit at the waist, but due to the back it is pretty hindered. And the only way to avoid that is if you dismantle the back, take the wings off. Hips, soft ratchet up and down, solid ratchet in and out. Swivels right below the knee, has a knee bend. He can also bend his knee, or his thigh in, but that's more for transformation, but you can do that if you want to give a broken leg look. Foot is on a ball joint, so it rotates all the way around, little side to side rocking. The heel can bend a little bit, and the toe can bend a little bit. So honestly, he's on par with the Mastermind Creations. Honestly, Mastermind Creations does take this one because he's got the double bend waist, the ab crunch, and the hands can swivel, and that's it. That's the only reason why he wins this round. They are close. Style. Let's talk about style for a minute. Which one has the most style? And I don't know why he's so stable. Well, I've got him bend forward a little bit. I think that's why. If I make him straight up. No, he's seeming pretty stable now. I gave him a lot of shit because he wasn't that stable in my initial review of him, but now he seems to want to be stable. I think he saw how stable he is, and he's like, you know what? I could do that too. I don't get it. But anyway, so style. Which one has the better style? Again, this is really tough. He is out of that running just right off the bat. He looks very G1. That's the next point, so I'm gonna just go ahead and give him the point for G1, and then we'll move on. Because these guys, I mean, as cool as they look, they're not very G1 accurate because they're stylized. Now, as I've said before, he definitely pulls off the I'm a stylized new version of Divebomb, like all the Mastermind Creations figures are. They're really new representations of the character, the Neo classics, and he pulls this off to a T. He looks great. He hits all the right points to be G1, but with a new flair or more updated flair. So he's really good. He's got a great style. The swords are great because he actually can hold them, unlike the Bovis and Fortis, without losing a thumb. The rifle, the fact that he comes with a sniper rifle is awesome. And he just, the way like the claws fold up on his as knee pads looks great. He just looks really good, and he's got a lot of style to him. Now, TFC, again, great style. He does have that updated G1 look, but as I've said before, and once I had this epiphany with these characters, I started liking them a lot more, is the fact that they're not so much G1 updated, but more like a Beast Mode or Beast Wars style. Oh, there he goes. I think it's Dawn of Futures Past or Timelines. Definitely, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting with this guy. Not so much. He still hits all the points for G1. His wings have gold in them as opposed to being gold. So they're a little bit different, but he still pulls off a really good style because like I said, he's more like a Beast era type. And if that's what they were going for, then they've really pulled it off with this guy. I really get this Silverbolt from the Beast Wars vibe from him, even though he's not part dog. Maybe if they retool his hands to have wolf paws in the front, or actually they'd have to retool the feet to wolf paws and the front hands to double as talons. If they did that, this would look like a great updated Silverbolt, I think. But all in all, he does have a great style to him, and the head of the bird being able to fold into the chest or above the head to be G1 accurate. That's a point that I've always given to TFC as long as they pull it off. The Tantrum couldn't pull that off because his horns got in the way of his shoulders, so it didn't really work having it above. It only worked below, so he lost a point to that. But honestly, again, I'm going to give TFC the point and Mastermind Creations the point for style. Because they both have a good style, unique style to them that makes them uniquely different from each other. They're almost complete opposites of one another, and they look great. They look great together. I really like this look. Weapons and accessories. Unique Toys comes with the hand. He can't do anything with the hand until he's in arm mode, so that's really unfortunate. So robot and bird mode, he's just got this piece that sits on the side. He also comes with the sword, but again, the sword has no place in combined mode or bird mode. So that's, again, really unfortunate for him. So he loses the weapons and accessories. Also when he's in combined mode, the wings have to sit off the side. So he loses this one. Again, Unique Toys, you're kind of out of the running here. All of his weapons and accessories integrate well into him, but he doesn't come with the hand. The hand comes with a different robot. I can forgive that for weapons and accessories. I can't really forgive it for combined mode because he's an arm. He should come with the hand. But, whatever. But his swords do plug in wherever to store properly. His gun plugs into the back. In combined mode, his swords form into the big sword. and his gun forms into the big gun. So I can't fault him too much. And he never at any point has a needs to have a piece that just, oh, well, this has to sit over here while we're playing with this. And TFC here, he does like Unique Toys. He's got the big cannon that sits off to the side. I'll forgive him because I actually prefer the cannon being one gun as opposed to multiple guns plugged together. I think this is the best of the guns for all the Predakings, so I'm not going to fault him too much for that. He's got the hand that has really no place to go in robot or bird mode, and again, that's really unfortunate. I wish they would have found a place to put this, but they didn't. So whatever. This will combine into the big sword, and he can use it in robot mode, but bird mode, again, it just sits off to the side. And then the toe has no place to go. The toe actually, he can't hold it, is the problem. He can't hold it in his hand. You can plug it in on his wings, and just have them up there as like big bomb packs or jet packs if you want. And they look alright. This thing has no place to go, but the biggest asset when it comes to weapons and accessories is the fact that he comes with all these swords that he can give to other people. And they're the 5mm ports, so anybody with a 5mm port in hand can hold it. And that's really awesome. It's a great, ingenious idea, giving all of their Predacons tons of swords. Weapons and accessories. It's so hard because Unique Toys got booted from this part of the contest because he's got parts that just sit off to the side. Well, he's got parts that sit off the side, but he's got so much more playability with those swords. He doesn't. I have to give it to Mastermind Creations. Mostly because he does have parts that sit off to the side. I could forgive it, but at the same time, I gave him a point for being the best toy because of the swords. So I can't give give him another point because of the swords. That's not really fair because he's got the best posability in R mode, so I can't give him multiple points for that. So, final tally. Unique Toys has 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Mastermind Creations has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. And TFC has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Wow. So, winner is MMC. Sorry about my handwriting. I suck at handwriting. So, wow. I didn't actually think that this would turn out this way because I actually prefer... I think the TFC one is better, but that's because I'm a little bit biased towards the Beast Wars figure style. But he is overall the better figure. This was a close call with these two. So ultimately, because he integrates things better, and he's a little bit better posable, and he's just got more style to him. Mastermind Creations wins again. Wow. He's really, they've really did a good job. So, tomorrow we will be doing the Predaking War, and I'm not going to film it till tomorrow. So, question of the day: do you guys want me to jump right into the Predakings, or do you want me to show off the individual robot modes and individual beast modes again? Your call. Let me know. Whoever says the most on one way or another will win, and that's what we'll do. I don't know if you guys want to have another really long ass video. And also, tomorrow's the chance. I'm done with the Predikings tomorrow for a while. So tomorrow's your guys' chance. Who do you want to see size comparisons with? I don't have a Masterpiece 10, otherwise I'd throw him in there, but I think the Masterpiece Grimlock's about the same size as him. So, if there's somebody in particular you need to see, or something like that, you need to see with these Predicons, or these Predikings, let me know. Let me know on this video today, so I can do it for you guys tomorrow. So, that's it. There's Divebomb. He wins, followed very closely by him. And then I will pull together all the old lists to give the Master by Creation pretty much all the points going into this. And then we'll see which one's the better combined form. But yeah, like I said, tomorrow, your chance. Do you want to see all the beasts and the robots again? Or do you want to just go right into the Predikings? And if there's anybody you want to see these guys compared to, let me know. And I guess that's all there is.